You've just fixed a critical bug and you're about to hit deploy, but you still have that nagging question. Did I accidentally break anything? I'm Nathan, one of the co-founders of TestChimp. Now, I can't tell you how many times in my career we'd ship a fix only to get a message an hour later that something was broken. The answer is visual regression testing, and I'll tell you about it in the next 3 minutes now. Regression testing is typically done by rerunning a selection of existing tests after a code change to ensure that nothing's been broken. Automated testing involves using frameworks like Playwright, Selenium, or Cypress to programmatically interact with the application and verify that it behaves as expected. Now, automation is crucial because it's fast and repeatable. However, some things require more subjective visual assessments of the user interface or complex exploratory workflow. Now, up until now, this required manual testing, going through a long list of items and ticking them off. Traditional machine learning models struggle to do this well because they identify all the changes and they lack any knowledge of what they're looking at, so they tend to be overwhelmed with false positives. Large language models, on the other hand, excel in this space. With the right inputs, they're able to intelligently check screens, discerning material differences from noise. So let me show you an example. This is my favorite bad website. Here you can see I've been making some changes on my local computer, and I want to run a quick visual regression test before I push my fixes. Using the TestChimp Chrome extension, I choose to find bugs, but in this case, I only want to run a visual AI check, so I'm going to select Screenshot, and I'm going to choose to compare it against a base image. In other words, visual regression testing. Now you can upload an image for comparison, or you can use one from the mind map, which will allow you to select a screenshot captured during one of our agentic explorations. If we have multiple images captured over time, you can scroll through to pick the correct image to test against. It's like asking our AI to play Spot the Difference. But because we have the full context of your website, we're playing a game called Spot the Meaningful Difference. Here are 2 screenshots. The one on the top was the original. Now the basic Spot the Difference tool would flag all of these as errors, creating a ton of noise. But with TestChimp, it doesn't just see the pixels. It uses our context window to understand what it's looking at. It knows that dates and events are supposed to change in a calendar, so it ignores those differences entirely. In other words, it intelligently ignores the noise and only flags the things that are of material difference. The missing image and the fact that the navbar links have changed color. Now, those changes might have been done on purpose, or they might be bugs, but that's exactly the sort of thing you should be noticing in regression testing. So wrapping things up, even if you're not using TestChimp to help, make sure you've got a handle on your regression testing. Think carefully about what can and should be automated with scripts, as well as where you can use the newest AI tools to help with your manual testing. If you ever need help or you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. And in the meantime, as always, keep on testing.